also send you text messages 079 55 3990 or 034 579908 03, sorry. So we dey start with program Tanga 1, and today we dey talk about hepatitis, wetin dey cause this disease, how it happen, and wetin are some of doctor in advice, and also some of the foodstuffs dem wey you as somebody wey get this hepatitis disease wey dey live with am, wetin are some of the precautions wey you for take. So Dr. Nelson Davis, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
I'm so glad if I get you.
Okay.
So family dem go want for know wetin are this hepatitis disease here, so we people like to talk about because we don't hear a lot.
Okay, a very good question. My family then, I greet you now. It's a very good name. Me and Dr. Nelson Davis, presently attached Book Government Hospital. And the topic of choice for today or this evening is a very important topic. And so I was very much happy when they tell me, say, I can give a short talk on the hepatitis. Well, for the one that we know go sabi the word hepatitis, or we know sabi body sickness, now a viral inflammatory of the liver, where the liver now part of the organ then within inside the maternal belly, and so it get a very important role where they play inside the maternal belly. And one of in roles then they help for filtrate the toxins that inside food we take in. So as a result of that, when the liver gets sick, it become inflamed. So that's what the word hepatitis come about, inflammation of the liver.
So Dr. Nelson, family dem go like for know wetin dey cause this hepatitis here, because all man go dey wonder, okay, na inflammation of the liver and all that dey. But family dem go want for make you really talk deep, but wetin dey cause am? Because I know say people dem out there go want know wetin really dey cause this hepatitis here.
Okay, I like that question there. Well, hepatitis get a lot of things that really cause the liver for sick. Okay, as I mentioned, inflammatory of the liver inside the maternal body. We are come down to the society Sierra Leone, some of the things that really cause them. One of the things that really cause the liver for sick, now alcohol, excessive intake of alcohol. And predominantly this society, one of the other things that really push the sickness or become very famous now the involvement of unprotected sexual intercourse, and the intake of chemical balanced food. These chemicals they take in the forms of food. Then some of the substances really harm the liver. As a result, the liver they become sick. And another factor where they contribute for liver for sick. Now where they go buy foodstuffs and our markets there, we know they wash them properly. People that we don't get this sickness here, we don't come across them foodstuffs, they don't play with them, the fecal matter don't dip at them foodstuffs that we go buy in the market, we don't wash them properly, we not prepare that properly, that we take it in. And so those are all some of the examples that we will give right now, where like would cause the liver for become sick.
Okay. And also waiting at what age limit we person can get this hepatitis? Like you get a particular age limit, or like it can occur at a young stage, even like we a woman go don't get belly like from conception, like it possible for make person get and during then at a very young stage like that.
Well, Cecilia, this sickness, sickness, we not get age limits. A pregnant mother can pass on to Pekin. Now one of the first vaccines that really they give Pekin, young baby where they born so within the next 24 hours, and the first vaccine that's really they give for boosting immune system so that you know we get this sickness here. So now sickness will not get age limit. So you know find where go they pass the talk say me are young, I exercise, I fit, I know you will get sickness like that. As long as you get these risk factors there, as we don't name them, anything that they make you sick, you get this liver, if your liver was sick, you get for take precaution, you get for know how you live your life.
Now a disease where person like can shame with, or like people like can get discriminated for, like if you go under, it's a bit now the kind of culture, especially African, some of them we say people they say, oh no can you me not make so like a noticeable, like if person gets an aid, that's noticeable.
Okay, the disease gets different stages the way they manifest. Sometimes if you don't get them, but once you there within that incubation period, that na the time where the viral the inside your system they become multiply. You can work on normal, you still you get on your system, but you not a show forth. But after, okay, before I carry on the force, where I just explained to viewers that the word hepatitis, the sickness hepatitis, get different types. You get hepatitis A, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, hepatitis D, hepatitis E, about 5 strains of hepatitis there. And each of these strains of hepatitis then get the time of incubation period where they take within the body before they begin manifest, before they begin show forth. So you can get this sickness in your body, you not actually know so you get them, but you always see after a while you begin forget some symptoms the way they come up. Some of the symptoms the way they show forth now fatigue. Some of the symptoms the way they also show for they perspire a lot, you sweat too much. Okay. Some of the symptoms the way they show forth you get this yellowish eye, what in medical terms we call jaundice. Okay. Some of these other symptoms the way they show forth is you become very very fatigued, as I mentioned. Okay. So then symptoms then they come forth, and other symptoms too we can come for now. You get this itching skin. Your body they itch. You can see people they crash their body. So with these symptoms then they give us a guide as clinicians, as medical people for if you can't hospital, we are able for now where you don't see all things, but we're able for pinpoint say this could actually be hepatitis. So we'll send you for go do some more lab investigations then. So coming back to your question where you if na sickness where people they shame with, the issue is with early detection, then the treatment becomes better. But if you left the viral inside your system multiply to a level that you become very very it make your system very weak, then you realize that some of the risk factors, some of the symptoms that will begin to show forth is you have the disease will lead to what they call cirrhosis, liver cirrhosis. And when the liver becomes cirrhosis, and after they see some man, then some people then the belly they become so big because swollen stomach, and would I not go know if you see a belly the person get. Some people they will get this kind of sickness or issues they're within the village or remote areas. People that can take as fun, they begin they call them witch man then. Just for take you back, your jogging memory some months back or some weeks ago, there was a video that was going on social media of a lady we get a swollen stomach, where people that they make fun of, where they say, "Oh, now which woman." I think at the point they everyone they beat her, or so people they be in and they want to kill her. So a philanthropist they come in and take her to hospital and they be diagnosed for say you get hepatitis. So those are some of the things that will happen in society. So people with these conditions will not get the right detection. We don't detect on the right time, and we don't get the treatment the right time. And this sickness lead to that advanced stage, liver cirrhosis. They are prone for get some kind of reaction from the public or people there.
Okay, well, Famble, stay tuned, not go any side. Continue for viewing on the Facebook page, Serena Classic Radio 99.7 FM, and also participate in this week's special edition where we talk about hepatitis. Leave you comments on our Facebook page, and also you can add you voice or you text messages on the following number: 079 553990 or 034 579903. Not go anywhere as we just begin the program. So, Dr. Nelson, we can move on to waiting are some of the foodstuffs then we, as a medical doctor, you go advise person we get this hepatitis disease for it, and also waiting and not supposed for it.
As I mentioned, I will begin by telling the viewers within the function of the liver. Once you understand the function of the liver, and you know, say, or realize and accept this fact that you get a sickness, and the first step down the first way you get for take, for become a better, or for become better, or way it would treat you fine. Some of the foodstuffs they will advise patients they will take. Now, foodstuffs they were very rich in grains.
Okay.
Okay, like lettuce, salad. Okay, foodstuffs they will not get too much chemicals in general. Okay, because most of the foodstuffs that we take in now are chemical-based foodstuffs. So you realize that these foods they get a lot of chemicals. So when they go inside the bloodstream, inside the belly, they go through the liver. Anything where they take inside your mouth, they pass through the liver. So the liver is like a shifter in the body. It is shifter anything where you take in. So a healthy liver can take in any amount of filtration once it in. But once the liver is sick, you're not able to do its proper function like before. So you realize that it get a lot of strain. So most of the chemicals that way is supposed for get out of the body, they escape into the bloodstream. Okay, so some of them chemicals that way they inside the food, whether escape inside the bloodstreams, they cause the itching sensation at the skin, the yellowish jaundice eyes, and so forth and so forth. So that is one of the things we normally advise people to take in. Another thing we normally tell people to take in is water. Water plays a very important role. It plays a very important role in the body in the sense that once you realize that you don't get this sickness here, one, you already get fatigue. That is one. Two, you know they get that proper appetite as if they get them before. Okay? So with the intake of water, it keep the body from becoming dehydrated, and also it also keep the body for not go down electrolyte balance in the body. So you're able to get back to your normal strength, and once you able to get that normal strength there, your immune system not will drop too much because of the viral load and other sickness have opportunities sickness they can inside. Okay, so we advise people then with this sickness for eat a healthy life. Another thing we also tell people not for eat now oil. Use too much oil business here. It is sad to say that in Salonia, because of the oil they will eat, there's an oil that has been influenced. Also, the oil actually people don't process them from natural source. If some people they put some chemicals for making red. Some people they put chemicals then for where the oil, boku, then kind of thing. So you realize that that kind of oil, the way they enter through the system, you know, say the liver oil is sick, it add more to the person in sickness. Instead of the person for becoming better, they become the worst. Okay. So we also avoid, we tell them that to reduce the amount of oil that they eat, if possible, to stop for a while. Because once a day on the treatment, they are taking in these advices that we are giving them, they realize that they become much better with time. So those are some of of the advices we give: taking enough water, taking in a lot of green vegetables, taking in a lot of glucose, okay, reducing oil, that the amount of oil that they take in. So with all these foodstuffs, when you do what you advise them to do as patient, you realize that they become a better person.
And also, like the liquid milk, because most people in Kide talk say for take in milk, especially when you don't get in contact with this hepatitis disease. Yeah, so like you normally say for drink milk and not can find. How to is that, Dr. Nelson?
Well, with hepatitis, one of the symptoms that patient get is a loose stool. They get this frequent diarrhea, and their fecal matter, their feces, then can get them clayish color. And so, if imagine you get a patient like that, where they get a loose stool, and most of the milk that we will take in, they are this dairy product, and because of the content within the dairy product, it will make the stomach they lose further. Okay, so take it in, and again, mind you, most of this milk level they take in, they get these chemicals the way they call them, not milks that they process from natural, okay,
From
natural
source.
source. They go through a lot of chemical process before they carry them inside this country. So, well, I think to me that would be a myth that milk will help, but eating the right food, staying off meat for a while, I think will help. Even this butter, because butter is oil too. Then butter, then oil. The way you put butter in a pot, it never for some time they melt and oil. So we advise the way they left for eat butter, way they left for eat mayonnaise. So then today the oil will just make the sickness or the person more worse. You get forget the liver enough time for heal, and the beautiful part of it is that the liver now one of the organs there where they regenerate for itself. It dey become sick, but with time it dey regenerate and become healthy for itself. So that's the beautiful part of it. That is why we dey advise patients and say, since this virus don boku inside the system, inside the liver, and e don reach to a point that the liver no go do its proper function again, get enough time, not load out with boku chemicals again for work, not load out with boku thing wey dey make e sick again, not load out with boku thing again wey dey make e no go do proper function again, but get enough time for wey e recover, so that after that particular time e dey become healthy again. Then gradually you can be doing one or two things again as you used to do. Mind you, another thing again where we can advise patients not for take in is alcohol. And in society like we country, boku of we young man they take alcohol, they drink alcohol, and to be frank enough, most of them they drink them harsh alcohol there, where they forget say they damage their liver. Some people see people like take and say na phone okay talk say boku alcohol they kill them, but it damage the liver because then alcohol they get them harsh chemicals the inside. So with continuous and some man they really take this alcohol there, even for drink water during the day, they no go take her. Morning take alcohol, afternoon take alcohol, evening take alcohol. So how the liver will get
Then in a more harm to the liver than a good.
Yes, correctly. That is more harm to the liver. So if that liver sick, you know, will get enough time for recover. Because as you try for recover, you get more chemicals there. As you try for anger, imagine you know, okay, if that liver na be mortar man, you don't bang a one, you don't fall down. You try for grab, you bang a one, you don't fall down. By the time they reach there, they collapse. So that is what the kind of thing they will do to the liver as individuals.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Nelson. Now we move on to the analyst. When at Timothy Lucien. Yes, Timothy, what now you won't take for this hepatitis disease? So.
Thank you very much, Cecilia, for the program, and I want to say thanks to the doctor for we be part of the program today, Dr. Nelson, where you left your busy schedule for make this program be successful today. With all the presentation we don't get inside the program, key areas that they want to take note of. One, Now the symptoms and way it don't highlight inside fatigue and sweat and the ache of skin where your body they scratch and we na thing that plenty people they encounter. And the other thing again, the topic of discussion for today is very relevant. We one key things we lack na this part of the country na test. We not dey do test. They see the signs and symptoms and we rather go do we self medication. You will go to pharmacy, you go to pharmacy or you go to somebody we na in a medical field. You see that this are the field, but now this message I can take for my for cure this sick. Instead of they go do test, they go rather treat themselves where it not go be the proper way. So I believe say for the listening that can program it go educate you for anytime where you know they feel good, you hurt before you go treat yourself that pepper doctor way. The best thing where you go do test, may you know the kind of sickness where they disturb you or may you know what's not the problem where they disturb you. And the other thing where doctor mentioned where that it could be very difficult for level left and alcohol will they take way a harmful to mortal man. 80% of people they take partake by alcohol, and we all know say alcohol is very dangerous to the health. Any kind way you watch after, it's very dangerous to the health, and it don't be the order of the day today. Not only for youth, big people, aged people, everybody they partake by alcohol. If I now say if we go for test now, individually, if not alcohol, everybody found guilty. Majority found guilty. Then they take alcohol, and you find out plenty of the things and today the damages where they will come at the system now because of the support of alcohol. And by the I believe say we go for help. And mention again say we would eat oil, it disturb the health. Me na one suspect, I like oil. Me once I prefer for the eat oil than red palm oil. But we I don't listen to this program. Once about the shake me head, say I don't stop and say the as why I don't get this advice from doctor.
But again, not so for say like oil not for like bad thing again for it.
Well,
I think everything doctor be
that
really
kind
mean.
inside.
Yes.
Okay.
According to it, the statement where I mentioned, these are some of the food stuff or the food that will they stop patient that will don't confirm say they get the hepatitis. Okay. It's not like the consumption of oil and or palm oil get anything for do with hepatitis or any give hepatitis. Okay. But them food they are oil and palm oil, they get more chemicals there inside. So because of the greasy nature of them two substances there, the liver already sick. So it not be able for do it proper function where it normal for able for pull within the bad chemicals then everything to the good chemicals then where you take in them kind food stuff that they are. It become the liver, it make the liver become more sick. So before they give the liver more work for do, we tell you say stop for the take up for now. Reduce the amount of intake of them food they are for now. At least we will give the liver enough time so that it will able for regenerate and become better again. But if the liver is sick, then they make a more sick, it reach to a point that it go to a stage that what we define a medical term, hepatitis cirrhosis or liver cirrhosis, where the liver becomes so sick, every don't sick, it becomes scarred, it gets scarred on them. So the liver not able to function again, and most times the outcome of that sickness or that stage there, now death. So before the liver will reach to that point, it become more sick and reach that stage and the person die. We advise and say, now you there on the treatment. Now you there on the you don't notice you get sickness here. So now take this food then will not make the liver more sick, but reduce on the consumption of the food there. So you give the liver more time for recover.
Okay. All right, doctor. Before I let you to Miss colleague back, two things that I want to make you lament on before you left this program. One, the dangers of hepatitis, because we know go value the sick, we will not know the dangers of them, and also which of the types of hepatitis were most dangerous among the types and where you list them.
Okay, that's a very good question. Um, I think there's an adage where they can say a healthy nation is a wealthy nation.
Yes.
So health is wealth.
It's well, yeah.
So if you get a sickness, if you get sickness like hepatitis, where they on the rampage, sorry to say, in Sierra Leone, because as clinicians we come across people that live from different walk of life where they kind of hospital, and they really sorry to say, but some of them think that they really they disheartening way as clinicians because the sickness really dey on the rampage in Sierra Leone. Now one of the viral sicknesses that are really dey on the rampage, hepatitis, HIV. And so if you get a population, and mind you, Sierra Leone a nation will get a vast majority of the population are youth man there. So if they youth man there always tomorrow get for better the country, they youth man there tomorrow get for team up for the country, they youth man there tomorrow get for represent the country, they don't begin to get sick at such a young age. Then the liver don't begin to for become infected, they don't get their sickness they are, meaning that they're not going to forgive the maximum output, because by the time they go want for begin do something as man there or as people there or as woman there, they don't begin, their sickness will be there take a toll on them, take a toll on them. So before you know it, the guy would spend enough of their resources on their health and all that. So that is the danger as of now that we as a nation, as Salon, we really encounter or we foresee. So as clinicians or as medical people, we advise to the youth to be, let them be careful on the things on their daily life, what they do with their life there, because for the involved in sexual activities on protected sex, intake of alcohol excessively, then I think that always think that we get for take it tell a toll on them in the future. So those are the some of the dangers I can attribute to hepatitis for now. And coming to the second part of your question, where you mentioned which of the hepatitis that are the most dangerous.
Dangerous, yeah.
Okay. With hepatitis C, it is one of the dangerous because you have to detect it early to start treating it as early as possible. So to me, or as per medical research, it is the most dangerous hepatitis. Hepatitis B also is also a dangerous one. Okay, there are a lot of medical terms then, or medical findings then why would they say those are the two dangerous hepatitis. So when it comes, let me just come to the vaccine part, or let me just come to the vaccine part. With hepatitis A, it has a vaccine or for itself. You know, let me say because you get hepatitis A, you don't take hepatitis A vaccine, you immune to hepatitis B, C, D, and E. Okay, hepatitis B also get immune vaccine, but you know me say because you don't take hepatitis B, you immune from hepatitis A, C, D, and E. But the only good thing about it is that hepatitis A and hepatitis B, they get a combined vaccine, where if you take them, you are immune to both from hepatitis A and hepatitis B. But hepatitis C, D, and E, they not get vaccine as of yet. Okay, so that is it about hepatitis.
So if possible with the hepatitis B, C, D, and E, like get this hepatitis here, how it will manage it? Because according to you, what you said just now, like it not get cured. Just a scenario, let me say, person with hepatitis B, C, D, and E don't get to a worse stage, like waiting you be able to do for managing, because let me say that you're not close to a death. So waiting, you as a medical doctor would advise that patient or that person they will get a hepatitis B, C, D, or E.
Okay, another clarification. It's not like you not get cured. Okay, we define cure in medical terms or way come to hepatitis as in when the viral load inside the person don't suppress to the point that the person not able to pass it on to another person. Then after 3 months after completion of the treatment, the person still not able to pass on to another person. That is why we say the person is cured of hepatitis. But it not necessarily means that the viral load inside the person don't come out, don't disappear
So
totally.
possibility they say it can come back or
Yes, it can come back, especially if you keep for taking the substances then, maybe they make the liver sick. So it doesn't mean that because the viral load don't suppress and the person don't become much better, able to live and able to do what they do before. It means that you have to go back to the things that they do, take a lot of chemicals, take a lot of drug, like then drug abusers. And another thing that also causes hepatitis is drug abusers because they taking a lot of chemicals. So if you have to go back for taking drugs like cocaine, go in and take in drugs like marijuana, okay? Go in and take in excessive alcohol, then it will make back your liver they become more sick. It will start to become sick again, and you realize that you will see the same symptoms the way they see today. So it doesn't mean because you don't get the sickness, the symptoms again, you don't become better, you don't take a treatment, you don't done. It means you get to go back and live a life where you not care for nothing again. You just get to be cautious and take things that little by little, and know what you take in. Because if I realize that for the first time where they clinically tell you say you get hepatitis, that is where you realize that your diet from that point don't change. You think the way they eat from that point don't change. How you they eat, what they eat don't change. The life way we live through the way where you know we take too serious or intake of alcohol, you have to reduce that, you have to stop them if possible. So that you will try for live a healthier life where will make your liver will become more healthier and function properly.
and also doctor, that will just bring me mind to something. I mean people can normally say where you don't find out say you don't go do test say you get hepatitis B or you hepatitis B show positive. Like you're not supposed to eat fish because of the oil. How to is that? Because people that would hear that a lot. Like me really want to know like you've done that too.
Well, Cecilia, that is a myth to me because as medical people, fish are one of the food stuff that will be recommend for any patient for taking because of its proteinous substance. A very fish is very more proteinous for the body, very healthy for the body. The only thing we can discourage people from taking in large quantity is meat. Okay, because you know say meat is already dead tissue. So taking in too much of that meat dey inside your body when your liver sick, it take a long time for your liver for digest that meat dey inside your body. So it's like you become a toxic na your body instead of helping the body. So we tell patient they say reduce the amount of meat wey they eat. But fish plays a very crucial role when it comes to the health of any sick individual.
Alright, well fam will continue for day with we as this na Wel Bodi Tok where they come to you on Classic Radio 99.7 FM number. You can continue for send you text messages on the following numbers 079 9553 079553990 or 034 579908. And you can also send your contribution on the Facebook page, send you text and all that, and let me know waiting and waiting you think about this special edition on Wel Bodi Tok. And today on edition we talk about hepatitis. Well now I will just read some of we text messages then where we don't get on the Facebook page. The first one say, how long do the viruses that cause hepatitis survive outside the body? This one comes from Evans Godwill Jonathan. Doctor, I think say for take note of that question because you need for answer.
Okay.
If I want really know. And this other one say, Mr. Doctor, most imported food in Sierra Leone is being made up with high chemical substances, and 95% of Sierra Leoneans eat those food. But what are the precautionary measures? This come out from Jack Samba.
Okay.
And this other one say, among the different types them where you don't highlight, which one bad and I want for no and very educative. Well, Bodi Tok, kudos to you for creating health and well-being awareness. Cecilia and Timothy, I'm enjoying you guys. This come out from William Festus. Well, thank you very much, William. And this other one come out from Evans God will again. Cecilia, thanks so much. The program is really educative. Thank you for watching and listening. And this other one say, drinking alcohol to moderation is not bad. Excessive of anything is bad. For example, eating too much makes us obese. Sleeping too much gives us bed sore amongst other conditions. Smoking too much affects our lungs. My encouragement is to drinking at least 2 liters of pure water daily to balance and detox our livers. This one comes out from William Festus. And the other message say, I don't hear it so many times people they say the C type is transferable through a contact. How true is that, doctor?
Okay, we'll start with the last one because now the most question. If I will go to the other one then. The C type is transferable. Well, some of the things that or the false information the way they out is like some people in talk say you get hepatitis by handshake, you get hepatitis by kissing, you get hepatitis by hugging. Well, to me it has not been clinically proven that people that they get hepatitis through them mediums there. Either they get hepatitis through kissing, handshake, or you get it through hugging. But what I know is that people, or you can get hepatitis through sexual exchange of fluids, bodily fluids, or like we person don't perspire. Then you back, maybe you have play ball, then that kind of thing. You the person don't touch himself, until then you don't touch your body, your hand, the sweat don't go in your hand. Maybe as much as you forget, you take your hand, you put it on your mouth, until then the exchange of fluids. Then they can lead to hepatitis. Okay. Then let's go to the other question. How long does the virus stay out of the body? With hepatitis, the virus doesn't stay much longer out of the body. It's not a virus that survive off the surface of the human body or out of the surface of the human body. It is survive only within the human body. So it doesn't survive that much. But like giving you a particular time frame, I will be misleading my viewers there. But it's less than 24 hours. So, but the thing is, because the virus they live inside a host, it stays longer in the host than out of the host. Let me just give another example. I mentioned say sometimes we get them foods there and then things that we buy in the market where probably they wash and fine. Then probably maybe the person where they sell them food items there, it get this sickness here. Then they use the restroom, but in back able they wash or give a proper hygiene. They need to take a proper hygiene. So already a hand not contaminated with this fecal matter or because not undergo through personal proper hygiene. If they touch them food items, they count on the market for cancer. So you buy them, but you not clean and fine, you not go through the proper use for where the food become properly palatable or cooked. Then you take it in, okay? Because the fecal matter or the virus was inside the fecal matter, it will last longer because it has a host. The host and the fecal matter, where the physics, okay? But as long as you don't pass through, then I will suffer. The virus where they survive in the air. You know that virus, not the that virus, hepatitis virus, not they survive in the air, now the air within the air. It must have to have a host. So if it has a host, it can survive longer. So once it inside the body, it survive there. And once it enter the body, inside it they go straight na the liver, and they attack. Because you know say all the nyama all the way they take in na the liver. Now like motor man no more, where you gonna host, the first place where they enter the host, now outside the food day, na the table. So when the virus enter, outside the food day, na they go sit down. Because you know say anything where it's na they pass. So now so the virus they work.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor, for that explanation. But I think some more questions in there.
Yeah.
The first one, you just
yeah, but another one mentioned one of the questions that we asked earlier. That waiting at the authorities they do when it comes to contaminated foodstuffs and at the market. They mentioned that they get a lot of contaminated foodstuffs and everything at the country, whether they import or they export or import kind of inside the country. Well, I'm not going to talk for the authorities there, but I believe say they get bodies there where they in place for that, proper government functioning bodies where they in place for make sure that anything where they come within the country is actually approved, edible and is of good quality. So I believe say if they watch me and they watch we well body people there will they talk anything that therefore they put on to use and do the investigations there and stop them thing there. It's not about the people that they can't anything there for make profit. It get this thing get a very long term effect on society. You know, sometimes people like in the saltfish they go in carry some substandard food then for people that can't eat, and knowing that then food they get a lot of chemicals they get for harm the body and all that. So if the authorities and they agree with where they try for do proper investigations there, where they try for put things in place, close them channels there so that quality food will they come inside the country and the people there and society will be and live better life and healthier life.
Alright, thank you very much, Doctor.
Welcome.
And also, Dr. Nelson, family then go one for no, because we almost run out of time now. So I'm not going to read all the text messages they will get, but continue for sender with next program. I will surely read them. Family then go one for no. Waiting are some of the precautions then for take for avoid this disease from getting inside your body.
Okay, that's a very good question. I will take you back where we did primary school. I think they can say proper hygiene. Now, one of the things that they don't teach you that in primary school. So for me, my very first advice to anybody now forget a very good hygiene. Hygiene meaning that try to take care of yourself properly. Wash fine, brush your mouth fine. You know, avoid dirty from contaminating your body. And another advice I would give to me people there now for that one the way like for indulge in sexual activities unprotected. We get in the way they don't make why man they don't make where you will use them, especially if you know say the opposite sex you not sure of when I call condom. You can use that and still get what you want forget, the enjoyment you want forget. So I will advise people there, especially the young one them, where they listen to me, where they on media, where they listen to me. Try for always be responsible, wear and protect yourself. Protect yourself. Wear your condom. Okay. Another thing I will advise people then is try as much as possible for reduce or take in a lot of toxins, chemical, food. People there nowadays no one go na farm or take in a lot of food, in quality food for take in. They just want to they grab this one, go na for supermarket, go take one can beef, can this, can that, can put on swash for eat. They don't know if they cook fine, they take it inside. or they work on our street, they say any kind of food when you don't know outside come out, they take an inside. So always be mindful wetin they put in your mouth. Always be mindful wetin they take inside your body, or not to garbage, not to place dustbin where they send any kind of thing inside, because the body get immune system, e get thing the way e want. If you not know, if you not put in the right thing where you want, the body dey become sick. So when you understand your own system and you take in the right food, that alone go be of benefit to you. And finally, final advice, as people dem can say, or as I can hear people dem can talk say, me I no dey go hospital say we are sick. My best advice will be is always try for do a regular checkup, because sometimes you can be very careful, you can do every kind of thing so you no go be sick. In fact you go even try for even do the right thing, everything the doctor don say, but you no go know how the sickness dey comot. But if you do regular checkup, that go able for help you, or that go able for help the doctor for detect any kind of sickness wey dey in your body, and we will put you on the right treatment at the right time, so that you not go further and lead to death or any other complication there. So some of the advices that I will give to me viewers.
And some of the drugs then, which are some of the drugs then where you as a medical doctor can administer or go advise for give patients then with this hepatitis, or people then we don't get in contact with this hepatitis disease? Yeah.
Okay, the drugs are many, because as I mentioned, hepatitis is not just one sickness. Sickness, but you get different types of hepatitis. So they treat each different type of hepatitis with the drugs then way WHO, the health, the well body people they don't say before treat them. Okay, but the key part of the treatment is that some of them drugs they are will not give the patient them until we don't know how much damage the viral don't cause to the liver. So now it makes sometimes when they come to hospital, they send them for go do lab investigations there. Lab investigations, one, for know if the person first get the sickness. Two, for know since you don't get the sickness, how much damage this sickness don't cause the person in liver they function properly or not. Okay, waiting at the viral load inside the person in body. So they get a viral profiling, they get a liver function test. They send the patient there for do. So based on their findings, then now that will put they now directly for put the patient there on drugs then where they help the patient for recover faster.
All right, thank you very much, doctor. Well, I will just take in my last set of text messages. Then this one say, is it transmitted through bodily fluids? That's now the sweat, semen, and the spit. This one comes from Greg Jusu. Well, this other text message say, wow, this program really educative, and they really know how for take care of your health. Sierra Leoneans know they check their health frequently unless it becomes serious. This comes out from Fantasy say. And this other one say, I totally agree with the doctor. Imported foods must be analyzed if it is fit for consumption. This one comes out from William Festus. Well, alright, this now all we text messages that we get now with Facebook page. And as we round up the program now, I just want for talk to you as a medical doctor. Waiting on your advice out there to people as a whole, or the country, or the viewers that right now they view, or people that they listen right now. Waiting on your advice to them.
Well, thank you so much, Cecilia. As a health personnel, we know go gladly we're almost for sick for kind of hospital. They can say somebody once asked me, doctor, if nobody knows the kind of hospital you will get a job. I will say, I tell the person, I will get a job. I say if that job is locked, other job will open for me. So my advice to my viewers there is always try to live a healthier life. Healthier life in the sense that, as I mentioned, the foodstuffs the way they eat, and your day-to-day activities, how you go about them. Yeah, it's not all about. It's not like they try to make people then scared for live their life, but everything way they do, if you do it moderately. If you not say you like alcohol, take it once in a while. When you take one, give your liver or your body enough time for recover from the first chemicals that you don't put inside the body, so that the liver will recover before you taking another one. You get people that will take past 1 crate alcohol a day. The next day they take other one. How will the liver get healthier? So try for live a healthy life. Avoid things that will make you sick. Now when they pray to Papa God say, I want a healthy, I want a healthy life, where they take things that will affect your body. So my advice is for live a healthy life. 2, for make the hospital or the patients that are around the country a friendly environment, in the sense that whenever you get time, go in for checkup. Check in on yourself, know your status, know how you dey do, how your body they do. If you some of the then sicknesses the way they go around get early indications the way they show. So when you don't go for them checkups and then the radiology people will advise you say, if you do this, reduce hand or you stop hand. If you do this, left hand or you do it. So you realize that their sickness they are not will take a toll on you, and you know will put you to a place that way you will become handicapped or even lead to death. So my advice is, one, as I mentioned, try for reduce wetin dey make you sick. 2, try for the go now hospital as early as possible for checkups.
Alright, thank you very much, Dr. Nelson Davis, for when you join me inside this special edition of Wel Bodi Tok on Classic FM 99.7 Nabo. And also, we analyst back to you, Timothy. Waiting a last word for family and this next year.
We don't agree all with we doctor don't say, and prevention is better than cure. Well, body not gently. Before you say if I be no, can take the advice where they tell me. Now you for starter, they say when you get good health, you go able for go out and do everything we able for do. But when you sick, it's very dangerous. Make we reduce on the food substance that way you know say a harmful to your health. When you go to the doctor, don't say you really take alcohol, minimize. You don't able for stop and minimize. And the other thing again we lack exercise. We know the exercise. It is part of life. We find not to we don't see people them from one bike to another. They know the for work ourselves in mind. At least exercise is part of life again. Not put the embark on exercise. That I mean fear for today program.
Alright, family, all the various advice them from both the doctor who we get when our studio guest today, and also my analyst and colleague when Timothy Luseni. Don't say to you and for take advice where they out there, even you to you the layman we don't know anything about this hepatitis disease. You don't know waiting and waiting they cause them and how for prevent this sick for make for make you not get and you waiting at your little corner they listen right now. Or they on the Facebook page they catch you live right now. Listen to a doctor in advice and not forget to take them precautions there. Well, me we don't deal with una as una host. My name is Cecilia Yambasu and my colleague we be analyst today with Timothy Hussein, and of course we guest in the studio today we are Dr. Nelson Davis. We just want to say a very big thank you to you out there, and also to me cameraman when Edwin J. Lamin, commonly known as Dubruni, and of course me producer when Abubakar Manskanu, and of course me executive producer when Richard Lahai gave out, and also to the technical team. I just want to say thanks to you all, and don't forget to say this you can catch this program a repeat broadcast now morning tomorrow at exactly 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. now morning. So stay tuned, stay good, as we all know say well body and gently. For now I say bye bye.